Hi everyone, this is Adam from Figmatic, and today I'm going to be showing you how to export banners from Figma to HTML for the AppNexus platform. So to do this, we're going to install a plugin called Bannerify, and if you haven't already done that, you can go to the Figma icon in the top left, click on that, and then go to Community, and then in the search bar, if you type in Bannerify, so that's Bannerify, and then click on the Plugins tab, and you'll see the result, Bannerify HTML Exporter pop up. So I've already got mine installed. That's why it's got the little check mark next to it. But if you don't have it installed, you can click on the install button that will be on the right hand side, and then it'll change to look like this. And if you're following along, or if you don't have a set of banners to work with already, you can go into the plugin description just by clicking on the plugin, going down to additional notes, and then the first bullet point contains a URL. And if you copy that URL into your browser, you'll be able to duplicate a copy of the animation template that we're going to be using for these banners in this tutorial over to your own Figma account. So I'm just going to switch into that file now. And what we need to do is just right click anywhere, go down to plugins and click on Bannerify HTML Exporter. And that's just going to fire up the plugin that we just installed. So we can see here that it's loaded up all of the banners that we've got designed in our Figma file. And you can see that if I click on play, they've already got some animations attributed to them. And this tutorial won't be covering how to set up those animations or how to do your timelines and all that sort of thing. If you do need to figure out how to do that and want to watch a tutorial on that, we do have another tutorial on the YouTube channel that you're watching this on the Figmatic YouTube channel. And that'll go into a really comprehensive breakdown of how you can apply these animations and set up all the timings really easily. But for this tutorial, we're just going to be showing you how to export these animated banners from Figma into HTML for AppNexus. So to do that, we just need to click on the Export Banners to HTML button in the top right hand side. And you can see we've got quite a few options here. But for this tutorial, we're just going to be focusing on the code output settings in the bottom right side down here. So currently it's set to the export platform of vanilla HTML and JavaScript. But if we click into that select box, underneath standard, that's kind of the vanilla options that don't contain any third-party code for different platforms. But because we want to export this to AppNexus, we can go down to the advertising platforms group, and fourth result down is AppNexus. So if you click on AppNexus, that will select it. And you might notice that it's removed the need for the URL bar that was there a moment ago when we were selecting the vanilla one. And the reason for that is with the vanilla ones, there's no third-party platform involved, so you have to add that URL in there, which will get added to the code when it exports. But because we're using AppNexus, you can assign the AppNexus URL inside of the AppNexus UI once you upload these banners. So that's why that doesn't show up. Okay, so now that we've got AppNexus selected as our export format, we can click on this button in the bottom right, which is Export Banners. Click on that. And this is going to generate all the code for us, export all the images for us, and give us a zip file. So it's just finished. It only takes a few seconds. And I'm just going to click Save. And then I'm going to go to my desktop and double click on the zip file. And inside of this folder, you'll be able to see all of the banners that we've just exported from Figma. So all of these match up with the file names and the folder names that we've got in here. So the easiest way to get a sense of what's been exported is just to double click on the index.html file. So I'm just going to do that now. So it's just loaded up our banners, and you can see here all of them have been exported as you'd expect. All the animations are included, and everything's looking really good. So to get a bit of a sense of what's being exported in these banners, let's open up one of these folders in our code editor and have a look what's going on in there. So I've just opened up Visual Studio and I'm going to drag in the medium rectangle banner. And we can see here it's got a bit of a breakdown of the files inside of this folder. So if we open that up in here, that's just matching these files. So we've got our HTML, and this contains all of the elements that we need for our banner, all of the images, they're automatically included, the JavaScript and the CSS. And you'll notice up here as well, there's an extra bit of JavaScript that is including the AppNexus HTML5 library. So this is what's required for banners that are being uploaded to AppNexus. So that gets included automatically because we've selected the AppNexus platform. In our CSS, we've got all the positioning, all of the animations automatically generated. In the JavaScript, you can see here that we've got a special click handler which fires off a AppNexus click tag function, and this is going to hook into your AppNexus file, or your AppNexus UI rather, in the web browser, and that's going to pull in that URL and make sure it gets directed to the right place. And of course, we've got all of our images, SVGs and JPEGs for all of the images that we need for these banners, so they get exported automatically too. So that's roughly what gets exported. All of the banners are there as you'd expect, and that's really all there is to export your banners from Figma to HTML for the AppNexus platform. So if you've been looking for a way to do this, or were just wondering if you could even kind of get your HTML out of Figma for platforms like AppNexus, then I hope this has been an interesting tutorial for you. And if you need more platforms or more tutorials on this, there's a bunch more on our YouTube channel, and you can check them out on there. So until the next time, I hope you've learned something that you can use in your own projects or with your own team. And yeah, looking forward to coming back shortly with even more tutorials for you. Okay, thanks again for watching.